Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Well, we're going to talk about segregation. Donald Trump brought this all up back in March of 2025. And I think people were disappointed that we were not upset about it at all. In fact, people were like, when can we start? And you know what? I tell you what, if I go out and I see a sign in a window saying whites only, I'm going to punish the whole town. I'm not buying nothing from that entire town. So y'all can put all that mess up if you want. We won't be participants. I sure won't be. I won't be no participant. And as far as I'm concerned, let's do it. Let's do it. So this was supposed to affect things on the federal level. And the funny part was white people were online saying they were going to come over on the side where black folks were. They didn't even want to be around their own people. They were like, hell no, I don't want to be around them. Well, the way I see it, we're a whole different group of people. And, anybody that want to discriminate against us, well, we can throw some economic boycotts on their butts and make them go out of business. So I tell you what, that would probably be the best thing ever. I know we're already doing a form of separation by not going out and protest, but it can always go deeper than that. That's the way I see it. So I would love it. I would love it. Then that means we can start keeping a lot more money in our community and buy from each other, as money circulate. It won't just stay in our community for a few hours, maybe a few days or even weeks. That is a beautiful thing, and I'm always looking for, our people in business and trying to purchase from them. I've been doing that a lot, and I hope I can do it even more in 2026. And I just wanted to do a reminder. I'm really not that far off from my surgery, and I hope that, the momentum of my Give, Send, Go is still there, because the 18th is really not that far away anymore. We're at the very end of January. It's hard to believe we're already at the end of the first month of the Gentiles year. So, and thank you to everybody that have given donations up until now. I deeply appreciate it. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Yeah, Donald Trump, I ain't mad at you. This probably is the best thing ever for our people. Thank you.
Trump pulled back the law that kept federal workers in federal buildings from segregating bathrooms, drinking fountains, work areas from blacks and whites. And now in federal buildings, they can discriminate against you. Okay, let me tell you, if you didn't know that, let me tell you what's next. It's coming. Watch. The Civil Rights Act of 1964. Now, if you don't know your history, that's what Martin Luther King died for.
So what he's talking about is Clause 52.222-21 from the Federal Acquisition Regulations. This was not a small administrative tweak. This was a formal removal of one of the protections that kept America from slipping back into a time where separate was never equal. Whether the intention was symbolic or strategic, the outcome is the same. Here's what we need to understand. Trump's only going to be in office until 2028 at most. Policies can be reversed, regulations can be restored, social climate can shift again. Let them fight their political battles. Let them argue about who's in power and who's not. While they're distracted, this is the perfect time for us to do what we've always done in times of pressure. You know what we've done? We've turned inward. Let's strengthen our networks. Let's build our businesses. Let's protect our communities, and let's reinvest in ourselves. Because we've been here before and we know exactly what to do, y'all. Before integration and all the collective Black Wall Streets thrived because we had no choice but to depend on each other. Remember Greenwood, Rosewood, Durham, Richmond's Jacksonward, Los Angeles Central Avenue. The dollar circulated for almost a year before it left our hands. We built banks and hospitals, grocery stores, insurance companies, transportation systems, media outlets. Integration cost us ownership. We believed that lie that the white man's ice was colder. We left our own establishments to patronize theirs, and slowly our economic ecosystems collapsed. We built all of that under conditions far worse than today. We built it in the face of segregation, mob violence, policy sabotage, bombings, and burnings. So if our ancestors could do that in 1921, there's absolutely nothing stopping us in 2025, 2026. We have over $2 trillion in spending power, yet less than 2% is reinvested in our own communities. Less than 3% of businesses in predominantly Black neighborhoods are actually Black owned. Now ask yourself this. When you go into a white community, do you see Black owned businesses? No. When you go into a Hispanic community, do you see Black owned businesses? No. When you go into Jewish communities, do you see Black owned businesses? No. When you go into Asian or Arab communities, do you see Black owned businesses? No. They protect their ecosystem with vigilance and pride. And that is generational wealth strategy. But you see all those races in our communities making millions. We cannot keep allowing outsiders to enter our neighborhoods, extract our dollars, treat us like criminals, and walk away with wealth meant for our children. This right now is the perfect time for us to return to each other, to build with each other, to buy from each other, to invest in each other, and to create our own ecosystems again. Now drop a Black fist in the comments and share this with someone who needs to hear this gem.
I've seen a lot of people talk about DEI and things like that, but I don't think anyone understands the level of intensity into which Donald Trump wants to bring back segregation. In March 2025, the Trump administration removed a long-standing provision from the federal acquisition regulation that explicitly prohibited federal contractors from maintaining segregated facilities such as restrooms, waiting rooms, and dining areas, which means that it is literally federally illegal to create segregated facilities. And this happened back in March. It's January 2026. I have literally seen no one talk about it. Like, I just found out about it myself a few days ago, and I'm just like, I haven't seen anyone speak about this. Any thoughts?
If you're confused about what's going on with Trump's executive order on segregation, let me explain. Although Trump did sign an executive order to remove a prior ban on segregation, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is still in place, which means it is still illegal to segregate a protected class. However, the reason this is such a huge deal is because the federal government is in charge of enforcing the Civil Rights Act and investigating civil rights violations. By Trump signing this executive order, he is making it loud and clear that the federal government does not intend to do their part in enforcement or investigation. Effectively, what he's done is made it known to businesses that they don't need to abide by the Civil Rights Act because the government won't enforce it. Several federal agencies, like the Department of Homeland Security and the National Institute of Health, have already begun issuing notices to employees.
Well, it's Monday, baby. And over the weekend, a whole lot of us learned about what was going on in the Ozarks, from Arkansas to Missouri, and these all-white towns, these all-white communities that are popping up. Yes, baby. And by the way, they have grand plans to have these all-white communities in all 50 states across the land. That's what they want to do. And I'm all for this, boo. But when I made a video about this, quite a few of you got in the comment section to say we've already had these. They're called Sundown towns. And I need to correct you on this, honey, because a sundown town is vastly different, you see. And trust me, I know about a sundown town. I've lived in a few. I am from Alabama, boo. In a sundown town, melanated people actually live there. There's brown and there's black there. There's gay and there's straight. There's Jews too in a sundown town, boo. The only difference is when the sun goes down, the man who wears the white hood comes out in the streets to play. While the sun is up, you're free to roam around the town all you want to. Go have a sit down, have some lunch, a glass of tea or two. They'll even say, have a nice day and God bless you. But when the sun goes down and it's dark as night, that's when their hate starts to spark. It's vastly different, you see, because these new towns that they're erecting, that I'm all for, by the way, state it clearly and plainly everywhere in their town that it's whites only, baby. There's no blacks there. There's no browns there. There's no gays there. There's no Jews there. It's much different. There's no facade. There's no lie. It's just their truth.
We have some shocking news. Donald Trump has just effectively legalized segregation for federal contractors by signing an executive order to remove a civil rights era ban on segregated areas like drinking fountains, transportation, and housing. Even though the Civil Rights Act still makes segregation technically illegal, the federal government is ultimately responsible for its enforcement and investigation into any violations. And Trump signing this order is a clear message that the government will not step in. A spokesperson for the General Services Administration was quoted referring to the prior ban on segregation as a, quote, damaging policy of the past administration. Several federal agencies have already begun recognizing these changes, including the Department of Homeland Security and the National Institute of Health, both of which have issued notices advising employees not to consider the prior segregation ban going forward. This is only the latest of Trump's attacks on DEI, but this order goes a step further given the history our country has with segregation.
Rolling back segregation. What are we going to do?
Not one goddamn thing. Not one goddamn thing. I speak for myself, just my personal opinion, but I've been speaking about this and I spoke to leaders, and everybody I speak to say it's probably going to be the best thing that ever can happen to black people. A mandate for us to unite without consumption power. We got the greatest consumption power in the world, and you going to mandate us to unite? Yeah, ever since we integrated, our economic state has been worse. Our families have been torn apart. And when we made a decision to chose that, we got what we got now. And everybody that I see, that's why you don't hear no outcry from black people about this new executive order about segregation. I don't think we give a damn about it. I know I certainly don't. I ain't for it. I ain't pushing for it, but I ain't to get it. Correct me. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I keep seeing a whole bunch of people that don't look like me making videos saying that we need to do something. We need to march. No, we do not. We don't need to do nothing. The same way Target played and we took away that dollar, we'll just take away our dollar from everybody else who wants to play in our faces and play with us. Go ahead and put them signs up. We don't care nothing about that segregation. Put them signs up so we can take away our dollar. And you can learn just like Target learned. We do not care. We are resting for the next 4 years. We're resting, honey. We don't care nothing about what y'all do. We don't care.
They're bringing back segregation because they know a world without Black and brown people is coming, and it terrifies them. Trump just rolled back protections that ban segregated facilities for federal contractors, and the internet's acting shocked. But me, I'm not surprised, clearly. This is what desperate power looks like. This isn't about restoring order or merit-based hires. This is a tantrum from an almost 80-year-old man. White supremacy is in its flop era, and it's grasping at any old trick it can find. Segregation? Really? I feel like that's how we know they're scared. Because let's be real, Black folks, we are unbothered. You can't shake people that have been surviving state-sanctioned violence since the dawn of time. We've had underfunded schools, medical negligence, and cultural erasure since day one. We don't panic when the system turns on us. We expect it. We don't fold. We multiply. We turn every block into a blueprint, every struggle into a strategy, and every threat into a legacy. As I said in my pinned video, a world without Black and brown people is coming, not because we're disappearing, because we're divesting from their politics, from their corporations, their watered-down narratives, their respectability games. We want no parts. We've seen what happens when we show up and we make America run, but this time we're choosing to build our own instead. And that's what scares them, not the loss of power, but the loss of relevance. Because without our culture, our labor, our innovation, our souls, what is America really? Let them scramble. Let them cling to segregation like it's going to save them. We've already moved on. And when that world without us fully arrives, they're going to finally understand what Unbothered really looks like.
The old playbook is no longer working. And now what they are thinking is segregation, segregation, and segregation. Yet Black Americans are not even caring about that. They don't care if you bring back segregation. They don't care whatever thing you decide to do. What they know is that bring it on. Anyway, guys, I have other clips together for you guys today. I'm going to let them roll. Then I'll come back with more commentary. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
If Trump bringing back segregation, why would that even make Black people mad? For the longest, all I've been hearing is don't go where you're not wanted. Don't go where you're not valued. If a certain demographic don't want you in their building or don't want you eating there, don't go there. I wouldn't even fight for the right to want to go somewhere where don't nobody want me at. To tell the truth, a lot of us been segregated from everybody else. We don't even care to be around nobody, let alone another demographic. This is just another rage bait tactic to get two demographics to go against each other, man. It's the same story.
I'm re-recording this message for quality purposes only. I want to make sure that the algorithm picks up this video and pushes it out as much as possible. I need every person of color, every Black person to hear this video, to hear this message, okay? The Trump administration is looking to reinstate segregation for its federal workers, okay? Segregation, to which I literally said in my last video, and I'm going to say it again. Bring back segregation if you want to. Bring it back if you want to. You want to play them games? We can play them games. And like always, go and fact check this. You can find it on ABC News. You can find it on Politico, not political, but politico.com. You can find it on usnews.com and etc. Now, this is coming directly from the article, okay? Let's read. Segregated facilities could make a comeback as Trump's administration lifts discrimination ban on federal contracts. According to a public memo from General Services Administration, the GSA, the federal government will no longer prohibit contractors from having segregated waiting rooms, restaurants, and water fountains in order to secure government contracts. The memo reportedly states when issuing new solicitations or contracts, do not include any of the following provisions or clauses: the prohibition of segregated facilities. This move aligns with President Trump's broader executive order to repel diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI initiatives within the government and across the country. Now companies will have more leeway to decide whether or not to have segregated facilities, which include restrooms, restaurants, waiting areas, parking lots, and locker rooms. And like I said in the last video, please don't threaten us with a good time. Please don't threaten us with a good time. Bring back segregation if you want to. Bring back segregation if you want to. Let our Black teachers educate our Black students. Let our Black physicians treat our Black patients. Let our Black bankers and accountants help manage and help Black people better manage their money. Let our Black athletes, okay, play for their own Black teams. All right. Let our Black people represent us in the Olympic Games. Bring it back all the way. Don't make it just a federal thing. Don't make it just a federal thing. Bring it back nationwide. Bring it back nationwide, because I promise you the Black people of today are not the Black people of back then. We didn't know any better. Now that we know what your spaces looks like, we don't give a fuck about being included in your spaces. How about that? This is not the game that you want to play. This is not the game that you want to play. I promise you, the Black community, you see how we're thriving right now, just minding our business? We're not even doing anything. We're just minding our business. We all collectively said we're not coming outside for any of you people, and we're good. My bank account is thriving. I know a lot of other Black people whose bank accounts is thriving right now. I promise you, bring back segregation. And you know what? I'm going to even call your bluff. Bring back segregation for federal workers, and you don't even have to make an announcement about it being nationwide. We'll do it for you. We will do it for you. We will move in accordance to what you've started. I promise you that. Let it be let it be federal. Let any of our Black federal workers be like, yeah, so they've officially started segregation. Word? We bringing that shit on the outside too. We bringing that on the outside too. We have Black-owned restaurants. We have Black-owned businesses. All we need is to get our Black Wall Street up and running again. And this time, we dare y'all to try to burn that shit down. Blood will be shed, baby. Blood will be shed, I promise you. So go ahead. Go ahead. Play if you want to. I'm telling you, outside of all the atrocities that Donald Trump will commit within these next 4 years, one of the things he will be accredited for is finally uniting all Black people. All Black people. I promise you that. I promise you that. Bring it all the way the fuck back. Let us go back in history. We have been separating our Black dollars from you. Please, we would love to be able to separate our talent too. We would love to be able to separate our talent too. Let's see who really is the superior race.
The tech. Black music became white record labels, billion-dollar industries off of our talent. Every time we create, they capitalize. We are the genius, but they control the royalties. It's quite interesting, isn't it? So when we talk about the facts and segregation, I want to be very clear. It's not racist. We have to understand the dynamics of this. See, the black dollar actually is the fastest running dollar in America. So let's do the math here. And I think it's quite funny. Black people have spending power over 1.6 trillion. But guess what? That dollar stays in our community just for 6 hours, while the white community their dollar stays in their community 17 days. And guess what? Asian communities, it stays in their community 20 days. Jewish communities over 3 weeks. Why? Because we're systemically disarmed from owning what we build. And this is no coinky dink. The scripture said this would happen. So now our dollar does the labor, but the system collects the check. And this is why I support segregation on our own terms. See, that 400 years of slavery is over. And when I say that I want us to be segregated, I don't mean oppressed. I mean organize. Let's build black banks again. Let's educate our babies on the truth, not whitewashed lies. And let's support black farmers, black techs, black healing, black brilliance. And no, it doesn't mean I hate white people. No, it means I finally love us enough to stop begging for scraps from a table we built but never welcomed to. See, the Bible told us about this. Yet we hop, skip, and jump over the fact that Deuteronomy 28, 43, and 44 already said it. It says, the stranger shall rise above you high, and you shall come down low. They shall lend to you, but you shall not lend to them. And this is exactly what has been happening for 400 years plus years. We built houses, businesses, schools, and they took them and taxed them to death. But beloved, there's hope, because Deuteronomy 30:3 also says, and Yah will turn your captivity and have compassion upon you, and will return and gather you from all nations. So yes, I welcome segregation, because restoration is already in motion. And I want y'all to understand this. We are not asking for more. We're building. See, we were never given anything from you all. I'm not asking to sit at somebody's table anymore. See, I'm trying to go along with scripture and build my people, gather my people, not because they are more melanated, but because we need to know that we serve the Most High and that he's going to take care of us, because separation was never our curse. It was our covenant. And now it's our strategy. It says to come out from among them, be ye separated. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. So this isn't about racism. It's about us reclaiming what is already ours.
That's exactly right. But the thing is that makes me laugh about the whole thing, as soon as we get this ball in motion with segregation where it's full blown, you're going to watch the Gentiles sink real fast this time around. They are going to sink real fast because they got so many things against them now. Number one, they're not reproducing. Number two, we know where the real talent is. It has never been among them. It has always been among us. We know, as far as like teachers and doctors and lawyers, you're going to see who comes out on top once we are separated from each other. You're going to see who thrives the fastest. You're going to see who's going to be sitting there trying to sabotage us because they're going to see our rise. That's what's going to happen. They're literally going to see our rise and be trying to find ways to sabotage it, because at the end of the day, they are the ones that can't compete. We have been innovative our entire lives. We had to be. They haven't. They haven't. They had, they are the only group that didn't have to try real hard up in here. And it would be nice to direct our talent with each other and not outsiders at all. I'm just saying. So y'all, thank you so much for being here. I deeply appreciate it. And I'm probably going to be doing some live selling tomorrow. And on TikTok, it allows you to do giveaways. So I can do things like the first 10 people that show up will get, a free hair product. Or, even on Sunday, I can do another giveaway. I can even give away really virtually any product. And I might do that, you know. And of course, I'm just trying to build up my store over there on TikTok. So I like that they allow you to do a variety of lot of different things. You can do a lot more over there than unfortunately Etsy and Shopify, although those are still good platforms. You have a lot more options over there. So I might not be able to do it all the time, but I will try to do giveaways more often. So when I decide to do my live selling, I will post it in the community tab. So I might do one Friday and I might do another one on Sunday. All right. So, everybody, please enjoy the rest of your day. I do have one more live that's coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, I have one where Donald Trump just signed a bill to bring back insane asylums and mental institutions. So we'll be talking about that at 3:45. You know, I do have concerns about who they're going to put in there because of the nature of Donald Trump. I think that's going to be his way of getting all these homeless people off of the street. He is going to utilize the insane asylums and mental hospitals to clean up um, all of these homeless people that are out here everywhere. And there's a lot of people that are homeless, but they're not mentally ill. They just down on their luck, probably lost a job, medical issues that caused their homelessness. But that's what I think it's going to be heavily used for. Homeless people, if you don't have nowhere to go, they're just going to snatch you up and throw you in one of those facilities, and you'll kind of get lost in there, you know? So we'll talk about that a little more at 3:45. So I will see you then. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support. If you can continue to donate at my Give Send Go, I would deeply appreciate it because, like I said, February 18th is no longer that far away. Shalom, family.